And Tanya Iser is live in Beaumont to cover this race right now. Tanya, you just heard Wheeler, the Speaker of the House, one of the most powerful positions in Texas, and you spoke to the candidates.
I sure did. And I'm live here at a polling place in Beaumont. This is one of the busiest polling places in the area, and it's part of the area that Speaker Dade Phelan represents. During his tenure as Speaker, Phelan has pushed through many conservative priorities, including one of the strictest abortion laws in the nation. In spite of that, many Republican heavy hitters, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, Attorney General Ken Paxton, and former President Donald Trump have come out against him and in support of his opponent, David Covey, largely because of that impeachment of Ken Paxton. And last month, the state's executive committee also censored Phelan over the impeachment of Paxton and over his appointment of Democrats as committee chairs. Today we caught up with Phelan and Covey at polling places in Nederland, Vidor, and Beaumont, and there's no doubt that the outcome of this race will send a signal far outside the lines of District 21, and that's one thing that Phelan and Covey agree on.
This is a very, I call it a once-in-a-generation election. It's a stark contrast between someone who represents the status quo in Dade Phelan and someone who represents an America First agenda. Dade Phelan continues to empower Democrats, and their agenda is different than the Republican base and the Republican platform.
This is an inflection point within the Republican Party, and I'm proud to represent what I represent within the Texas House. And you know, we hold some people accountable for their actions, and that's why a lot of folks have primary opponents, including myself. That's why the former president inserted himself in this race, is because we held somebody accountable for his actions. And by holding someone accountable, he's talking about Ken Paxton, and he's not backing down from saying that it was the right course of action. And this evening, we'll find out how much weight the endorsements of Patrick, Paxton, and Trump have here in Southeast Texas. And it's going to be a referendum on whether or not you can stand up to the powers that be and still keep your job. Back to you, Chris.